In the early gloom of September 1939, as the last embers of summer dwindled, the spectre of war loomed ominously over Europe. A continent still bearing the bruises of the Great War's agony stood on the precipice of yet another devastating conflict. For Britain, the path to war was one fraught with hesitation and intense diplomatic struggle, leading to a reluctant but resolute entry into World War II. Back in the 1930s, the British government, war-weary and economically strained from World War I, initially adopted a policy of appeasement. This strategy, championed by Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain, was rooted in the hope of maintaining peace by conceding to some of Adolf Hitler's territorial ambitions. However, the Munich Agreement of 1938, wherein Britain, France and Italy allowed Germany to annex the Sudetenland region of Czechoslovakia, proved a temporary balm. As whispers of discontent grew louder, it became increasingly evident that Hitler's ambitions were not confined to the Sudetenland. By March 1939, the world watched in dismay as Germany invaded what remained of Czechoslovakia, shattering the illusion of peace. In response, Chamberlain realized that appeasement had failed to secure Britain's safety and shifted towards a policy of deterrence. The winds of impending conflict intensified with Germany's demand for the return of the Polish corridor and Danzig, a strategic port city. Britain's leaders, recognizing the dire implications of unchecked German aggression, declared their support for Poland's sovereignty. On March 31, 1939, Chamberlain informed Parliament of Britain's commitment to defend Poland, a bold move marking a firm stand against further Nazi expansion. The summer months of 1939 saw feverish diplomatic activity as Britain sought alliances to counter the growing threat. Talks with the Soviet Union faltered, primarily due to mutual distrust and differing strategic priorities. In a dramatic twist, the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact was signed in late August 1939, revealing a shocking non-aggression agreement between Germany and the Soviet Union. This agreement, a historic volte-face that stunned the world, secretly divided Eastern Europe into spheres of influence, effectively sealing Poland's fate. With Europe holding its collective breath, the fateful day arrived on September 1, 1939. German forces, utilizing their formidable blitzkrieg tactics, swiftly and ruthlessly invaded Poland. The world witnessed the terrifying speed and efficiency of a modern mechanized army, and the time for action had arrived. Britain, bound by its promise to Poland, found itself at a crossroads. 2 days later, on September 3, 1939, Britain and France delivered an ultimatum to Germany: withdraw from Poland or face war. As the ultimatum expired without response, Chamberlain broadcast a solemn announcement to the British people: this country is at war with Germany. The declaration was both mournful and resolute, sending shockwaves through the nation and marking the beginning of Britain's full-fledged involvement in World War II. As the war unfolded, the initial period of conflict, known as the Phony War, saw limited direct military engagement. Britain focused on bolstering its defences and building an alliance network. Despite the lull, this time was crucial in preparing the nation for the grueling struggle ahead. The British Expeditionary Force was sent to France, air defences were enhanced, and the Royal Navy readied itself for the battles to come. Britain's entry into the war was a turning point that would galvanise resistance against the Axis powers. The years that followed would test the nation's resolve and capacity to endure hardship. Under the leadership of Winston Churchill, who replaced Chamberlain in 1940, Britain's unwavering spirit would become emblematic of the Allied resistance. In conclusion, Britain's entry into World War II was a calculated yet necessary step in the face of tyranny and aggression. It was a decision driven by a commitment to uphold freedom and justice, despite the daunting challenges it entailed. As history unfolded, Britain's courage and determination would play a pivotal role in the eventual victory of the Allied forces, reshaping the global landscape and reaffirming the enduring values of democracy and liberty. Thanks for watching this Reality Juice video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more.